This is an excerpt from Unspoken, my first romance novel. This particular scene is set in the Haymarket Cafe. Yummy food, by the way, if you're ever in Northampton, Massachusetts, that is. The woman behind Rowan was speaking French in double time. Even though the rapid-fire conversation was hushed, the energy the young woman was putting out was enough to short-circuit the entire basement. Rowan unplugged her laptop and stowed her electronic devices. She wasn't expecting anything paranormal, but decided to err on the side of caution. The young woman was so adamant that her brown curls seemed to come alive as she made hand gestures the person on the other end of the call could not see. Rowan was enjoying the show until a pair of unusual eyes the color of dark honey focused on her. The look the woman sent Rowan's way would have made Mama Maggie proud. Rowan had to resist the desire to genuflect and confess her sins. Before Rowan could apologize for eavesdropping, the woman picked up her purse, added her dirty dishes to the bus station, and was on her way. Though not in the way Rowan had anticipated. There was nothing hurried in her gait. She was smooth as melted chocolate, just like the color of her hair. Jodeci McIntyre, Rowan's best buddy, was as butch as the day is long. Rowan was happy to meet someone tall and built enough to share clothes. Rowan Knight, as I live and breathe. Jodeci pitched her voice a good octave higher than usual and wrapped the words around a southern accent. Rowan was glad she had finished swallowing when her buddy fanned herself as if she had the vapors. Did you get the part? Jodeci had an audition earlier in the day, and Rowan wanted her to get it. Otherwise, her roommate would be insufferable until the next season. Stella! Rowan got goosebumps, and more than a few people turned around to gape. I'd take that as a yes. Shouldn't you be working? She gestured to the cooking station behind the counter. Jodeci's ebony eyes were alight with mischief. She knew exactly what that meant. I see you've experienced the lovely Desiree Chevalier. Rowan blinked once, then twice. Her studiously blank expression barely concealed her suspicion. Jodeci put her hands up and pleaded innocence. You can't call that a fix-up. I didn't know she was going to be here. Besides, did that look like a love connection to you? Jodeci's young Elvis hairdo and charming smirk didn't work on Rowan. Jodeci was always trying to hook her up, but she couldn't really blame her for the floor show. Now, tell me the real reason why you took a break. Rowan was getting the stink eye from the counter girl. She wasn't sure if the teen was pissed to have to do both jobs or if she thought Rowan had a thing for Jodeci. Hurry up, sweet 16 and never been kissed is going to bore a hole in my head if you don't get back to work soon. Jodeci chuckled. She's only 14. The boss's niece. A lock of hair escaped from her pompadour, resting on her forehead. Elvis to a T. Rowan wondered if it was by design or if Jodeci was just that cool. She'll be sorely disappointed to find that you'd be more interested in her teachers than her. Jodeci sighed like a boy with his first crush. She still hasn't said yes. The high school music teacher was not falling all over Jodeci and had barely acknowledged her the other night at the Crooked Arrow. Maybe she was just busy, thinking lesson plans. Being rejected was new to Jodeci, but changing the subject wasn't lost on Rowan. Are you going to tell me why you came over here and what you have to say? Rowan gestured to the books littering her table. I've got things to do. Just don't count Desiree out. She's only like that with her mother. Otherwise, she's a real peach. Rowan did have some homework to do. She picked up the slimmest volume of the bunch, Plato's Apologia. Fine. I'll let you go back to reading. You'll just end up bumping into her anyway. Jodeci slid out of the booth and left after a parting shot. She was reading the same book before her mother spoiled her mood. Rowan's head jerked up. Damn it. If she didn't know you were interested before, she sure shit knows you're interested now. Jodeci gave her a crooked smile, then swaggered back to work. The counter girl brightened considerably, her sour mood forgotten. That was until Rowan returned her coffee cup. She got an extra eye roll for politely saying goodbye. "See you on the flip side," Josie called out. "Oh, and give Desiree a hug and a kiss for me." "Sure thing, honeybee," Rowan mimicked Jodeci's southern drawl from before. She swore that she saw steam shooting out of the cashier's ears and had a chuckle. Talk about hostile working environments. Apparently, she hadn't been around long enough to recognize sarcastic flirting when she heard it. Rowan passed a pastry shop on the way to her apartment. The smell of chocolate croissants made her mouth water. French pastries made her think of Desiree Chevalier. She wasn't sure what kind of chocolate Desiree was. Sweet and smooth, or dark and bitter. It didn't matter either way. She wasn't hungry. And that ends my reading. If you'd like to learn more about Desiree and Rowan's love story, hopefully a love story, go to sapphire books.com and pick up a copy of Unspoken.